Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is 12 o'clock Newsbreak. In the local scene, the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, TESDA, led the launching of the competency standards on content creation for social media in Bicol region. The standards will serve as basis for the training centers in offering training courses. TESDA Regional Director Artie Grande called on content creators and individuals to avail the free training to further develop their skills and proficiency in using social media platforms for their personal goals and advocacies. In other story, Governor Vincenzo Renato Villafuerte directed the school heads, including those in higher education institutions, to switch to distance or asynchronous learning due to intense heat being experienced throughout the province. Villafuerte said the move was part of the interventions and strategies adopted by the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council to mitigate the risks posed by extreme heat in Camarines Sur. According to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, the heat index in the capital town of Pili reached 42 degrees Celsius and 41 degrees Celsius on April 8 and 9. In other news, 6 months after the national government provided 80,000 tilapia fingerlings to fisher folks in Tigaon town, they recently staged their first tilapia harvest festival, selling 4,500 kilos of the African freshwater fish. The fisher folks, composed of the Tigaon Inland Fisher Folk Association, or TIFA, which in October last year was awarded a total of 1.4 million peso worth of tilapia techno demo project under the special area for the Agricultural Development SAAD program of the Department of Agriculture. Rowena Briones, Public Information Officer of BFAR Bicol Region, said that the Harvest Festival served as a promotional strategy and initiative of the government to showcase tilapia products, expand the market of the beneficiaries, and increase their profits. In the national scene, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said Monday, April 15, that he would not hand his predecessor Rodrigo Duterte to the International Criminal Court, which is investigating his deadly drug war. Thousands of people have been killed in the anti-narcotics campaign started by Duterte in 2016 and continued under Marcos. Asked Monday if he would hand Duterte, who has accused him of being a drug addict, to the ICC if it issued a warrant for his arrest. Marcos said no. Duterte withdrew the Philippines from the ICC in 2019 after the Hague-based tribunal started probing allegations of human rights abuses committed during his drug war. It launched a formal inquiry into the Duterte's crackdown in September 2021, only to suspend it 2 months later after Manila said it was re-examining several hundreds of cases of drug operations that led to the death at the hands of police, hitmen, and vigilantes. In other story, the Armed Forces of the Philippines on Monday, April 15, reiterated its strict adherence to the chain of command in response to a call from a Davao del Norte politician for the military to withdraw support from the President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., who is the Commander-in-Chief. The Department of Justice, meanwhile, said it is looking into whether Davao del Norte 1st District Representative Pantaleon Alvarez's statement is seditious. Alvarez said Sunday urged the AFP to withdraw support from Marcos, saying this would help attain peace and stability for the country. The matter is now being scrutinized, seeing the full context of the statement, whether it rises to the level of sedition, the DOAJ said. Alvarez earlier called for Mindanao to secede from the Republic of the Philippines, a proposal that was widely rejected by government officials on the country's second largest island. In other news, State Weather Bureau Pag-asa expects more areas all over the country to reach dangerous heat index values in the next coming weeks. Pag-asa climatologist Dr. John Manalo explained that the public should be wary not only of absolute temperatures seen on thermometers, but also the heat index or the body's perceived temperatures. Manalo said areas near bodies of water tend to have higher humidity, which makes the heat index much higher compared to others. He adds areas with low elevation also experience higher temperatures as warm air takes longer to dissipate. In the province of Oriental Mindoro, at least 24 heat-related illnesses like heat exhaustion and heat stroke have been logged according to the Provincial Health Office. Among the 24, one died, and the cause of fatality is now being looked into to confirm if extreme heat was a direct cause. And in the news outside the country, Donald Trump became the first former U.S. president to stand criminal trial on Monday, April 15, when he appeared in a Manhattan court to face charges stemming from a hush money payment to a porn star that could complicate his bid to win back the White House. He is required to attend a trial, which is expected to last through May, and jury selection is expected to make about a week, followed by witness testimony. Police stood guard in front of the courthouse amid a maze of barricades, and helicopters shadowed the motorcade of black SUVs that ferried Trump from his Trump Tower apartment. In other story, Israeli ambassador to the Philippines, Ilan Flaz, said life continues as usual in his home country despite the attack mounted by Iran over the weekend. In a press briefing with reporters on Monday, April 15, Flaz said Israel was able to intercept 99% of the swarm of explosive drones and missiles from Iran over the weekend. Ahead of Iran's attack, the Philippine embassy in Israel advised Filipinos against visiting Jerusalem, specifically Temple Mount, Damascus Gate, Herod's Gate, Al-Was Road, Mosrara Road, and areas surrounding East Jerusalem and West Bank, and areas near the border shared with Gaza and Lebanon. The Foreign Service post also reminded Filipinos to follow instructions from the Israeli security forces and its home front command. And finally, in the news outside the country, President Joe Biden warned Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu the U.S. will not take part in a counteroffensive against Iran, an option Netanyahu's war cabinet favors after a mass drone and missile attack on Israeli territory, according to officials. The threat of open warfare erupting between the arch Middle East foes and dragging in the United States put the region on edge, triggering calls for restraint from global powers and Arab nations to avoid further escalation. Deputy U.S. Ambassador to the UN Robert Wood called on the Council to unequivocally condemn Iran's attack. As he said, Washington would explore additional unspecified measures at the United Nations to hold Iran accountable, and warned against further aggression. And that's all for the 12 o'clock news break, April 16, 2024. I will be right back tomorrow for more news updates. And thanks to our 12 o'clock news break writer, Francine Boras, and on the technical side, Chad Bobbies, and to our Provincial Information Officer, Mary Luduca Castillo, and under the supervision of our Governor, Edsel Greg Slagman, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing.